Hello everyone, it's me Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another update video. In this update video I have a finish, a new start, and then some progress on some of my other whips, and I also have a small amount of purchases that I will be showing at the very end. I will start off though with my finish. So in my last video I had talked about how I wanted to finish the chart Crystal Palace, which is charted by Mandrink's Designs on Etsy. I think the shop name actually changed. It's now Mandrink's Shop, I think, on Etsy. I'm not exactly sure. I will have it linked down below. I always try and link any places that I got my stuff from in the description box, so if you are looking for anything, it's usually in the description box. I try and do that every video. I talked about how I wanted to finish this chart in September, and I managed to get it done. I really just wanted to get it done and over with because I had another chart that I wanted to start. I wanted to start it last week, and so I really wanted to get this chart finished before I had a new start. So I got it finished, and I will be putting a picture probably over here of where it was the last time you saw it. And here it is fully finished, which is exciting. I love this so much. The fabric isn't really as bright on camera as it is in person. On my Instagram, I have a picture of this, and the fabric is closer on the Instagram picture to what it is in real life than it is on camera. It's like a really bright neon, like yellowy green, but like it doesn't seem like it's as bright on camera, but I love it. All that I had left to do after the last video was the half crosses that were in the background. So all this background was half crosses, and then there was also some metallics that were full crosses that were in the background. So I did all the metallics too, which the metallic was not that fun. Oh, and then there was also back stitching. So the castle had a ton of back stitching here. You can kind of see going through. There was just back stitching everywhere, and all the birds here. A lot of back stitching, which the back stitching, I thought it would only take like a day. It ended up taking like 2 days to do the back stitching because there was quite a bit, and I'm not a huge fan of back stitching, so yeah. But it's done, I love it, and that brought me down to 30 whips, which I was excited about, but then I had a new start, so that brought me back up to 31 whips, so here's that Crystal Palace. I love the colors of this, the blues and the purples. Me and my sister both, whenever we see a chart that has a lot of blues, we're like, blues, they're so pretty. So there was that, and now I will move on to my new start. My new start was one, and I wanted to start it during a thing called Stitch and Pitch. So I had been looking at baseball games and if you could bring knitting or anything into baseball games, and I found out that the Mariners, which is my local-ish sports team, it's in Seattle, which is like a couple hours away, they do a thing called Stitch and Pitch, which it originally started as like a knitting thing, but you can technically do any stitching. So I saw someone there who had like a full scroll frame there, and then I've seen people like on pictures online where previous years they had brought like hand sewing and stuff like that, so any sort of stitching, and they put all the stitchers in like the same area because you buy the tickets in like a special ticket to that section, and so every stitcher is like in the same area, so you're stitching with a bunch of people who are also stitching, which is fun. And I decided that I wanted to start a new chart at the game, and I knew that it would have to be like a simple chart that I could stitch in a smaller hoop, and that would have a paper pattern and not use Pattern Keeper and stuff. And so I decided to start Tonight We Ride, which is a chart by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and it's a fun chart. It's Halloween. I don't have a lot of Halloween charts at the moment. I think like the Nightmare Before Christmas chart is the only thing that I've stitched that's like Halloween-y, and even then that's not super Halloween-y to me. It's like mildly Halloween because it's also Christmas. But I decided I would start that, and I ordered the fabric from Witch's Garden Crafts on Etsy, and here is my small start on this chart. So the fabric I ordered is called This Is Halloween. It's from Witch's Garden Crafts on Etsy. And I loved it because it's got orange, but it also has like other colors. So it's got like this kind of like bluey, purpley color in the background and stuff. And so I like that it's got a lot more than just orange. The called for color for fabric is a bright orange, which I had thought about doing, but then I found this and I fell in love with this. So that's what I'm doing. I started from the middle, which is the house, and then it goes up to one of the witches that's riding the broom through the moon. So that's just where I stitched to, and I didn't get that far. I'm stitching this, I think this is what is this? It's a 16 count fabric, 2/1 full cross. And there's my little tiny baby start. So put that over here. And then the next thing that I will show you is I've been working on this, like I've been trying to do it almost every day. There's some days that I've missed, but I've been working on Autumn Harmony, which is charted by Maxine Gadd, because I figure if I work on it a little bit every day or like throughout the week, you know, I might have it finished eventually. And this is a chart that I really want to finish. As I've been stitching my charts this year, I have been trying to like take notes of which charts I really enjoy stitching on and that I really want to get finished. And then I have other charts where I stitch on it and I'm like, I like the chart, I like the artwork, but I'm in no hurry to get it finished so that I can kind of categorize them for next year and try and make goals based off of like, this is a chart that I want finished one day. This is a chart that could just stay a whip for a while and I don't really care. So that's what I've been trying to do, is like prioritize which charts are like future finishes and which ones are just like fun projects. So this is one that I would like to get finished. I've been trying to work on it, and so I will show you where it is now. There are tons of, I just realized I have a ton of threads that need to be clipped after this video, but just ignore that. So I've been working on this a little bit, every day almost, and I had talked about it in the previous video where I'm just working down this one side right here because there's the tree here that kind of separates these colors from the colors over here, so it makes it easy to work my way down with these colors and just park them as I go. These are all threads that need to be cut because I ended them with a pin stitch and then I just drag them over to the side and then I cut them later. But I love it. The colors are like not that bright right here, but it's so fun to see it come together because like it doesn't really look like much when you're stitching it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's the tree coming down and stuff. But I love this chart. I love this artwork. You can't really see her face right now because she is folded up, so that's kind of sad, but I don't want to take her out of the frame right now because I will be stitching on this later to get my couple hundred stitches in for the day. And it's also fun because you can see here is where the leaves are going into the tree. I'll insert a picture like next to me of the part that I'm working on just so you can see the section and what it's supposed to look like stitched. There's like a big tree and then there are like leaves and berries and stuff that kind of go through the tree, and that's what these empty spaces are. It's pretty. I love this one, and this is on 18 count fabric, 2/1 full cross, so it kind of takes a little bit longer. I don't make very much progress on it very quickly, but I am loving the way it's turning out. The next two charts that I have to show, I didn't work on that much. They each only got like 1 day of progress so far, and so it's not that much, but I will show them anyway. So the first one is Kita, which is artwork by Hannah Alexander and charted by Pinky the Pink. Her website is makeitpink.net, I think. I'm pretty sure. I will have it linked down below though. And this is one I wanted to finish this year. I don't think it's gonna happen this year, so maybe next year, fingers crossed, because this is like one of the only things that I wanted to finish this year that I just don't think is gonna happen. So this is where I was working on Kita. This part here is finished here, and then I need to finish going down here with this color and then up here with the color. And it's a DMC Etoile that I'm using. It was charted to be DMC metallic, and I was like, there's no way that I am doing, I think it ends up being like 1,000 stitches of this color throughout there, and I was like, there's no way I'm doing 1,000 stitches of DMC metallic. So I subbed it out for Etoile, and I like it a lot more than DMC metallic. And this is being stitched on a 28 count fabric that I dyed myself, 2/2 full cross. And I am excited to one day get her finished so that I can eventually start Link or Zelda, because I also bought those charts from Pinky the Pink and I would like to start them one day. And Pinky the Pink also recently charted Hannah Alexander's artwork for The Witcher. So there is Ciri, Triss, and Yennefer now available from Pinky the Pink. And I really want Ciri because I already have a chart with Yennefer, I already have my Witcher chart, but I do not have a chart with Ciri, and I need that. So, you know, that's a possibility one day, maybe. And then the last chart that I have to show, no, there's two more. The second to last chart I have to show is Snow Cherry, which is charted by Maxine Gadd, so the same artist and same company as Autumn Harmony. And I want to work on this one for 2 days. I've only worked on it for 1 day so far, so this will be staying out again. And this is my small little nothing start on this. So I haven't done that much on this chart, which makes it like, if I don't have a lot done on a chart, I usually don't want to work on it that much because you would think it would be the opposite. Like if I don't have a lot done, you would think I would want to work on it more to see more progress, but because there's not a lot here and it's all background, I'm just kind of like not that motivated to stitch on it. But I wanted to work on it for 2 days this month because that's one of the ways that I'm trying to pull out charts to decide where they stand in my, like, whether I want to finish them soon or not. And this is definitely one where I like the artwork. I don't mind stitching on it, but it's definitely more of like a fun project. I don't have really any plans to like try and finish this anytime soon at all. And so yeah, I'm working my way across the top row though, and I want to be able to work over to the corner and then start working kind of royal rose method where you work across the top of the chart like that. I had originally started this chart in the center because I wanted to get to this part here where like there's the red, because that was fun because there's not a lot of colors in this chart, so I really wanted to see some of the red in the chart. But then I decided I really like stitching when you start at a corner and then you just work your way across, kind of like a combination of royal rose and typewriter method. If you're not sure what those methods are, you can look up videos. There's tons of videos now on the royal rose method, which is where you work across like 2 blocks at a time and then you park as you go. And so I like to do that. And then also typewriter is, Stitchin' Mommy has a video where she does typewriter method where you kind of pick the first color, like the top highest color, and then you just work your way across cross-country style throughout it. And I will usually kind of cross-country for a little bit, but then once the color starts to get spread out farther from where my main area is, I will usually park it and then pick another color and then go with that and then park, if that makes any sense. But so that's what I'm trying to do. Is I got to the top corner there, so now I just fill in this, and then I will be starting to do working my way over kind of in that method that I just described. So there is that. She will be getting 1 more day. And for me, when I say a day of stitching, I usually like to try and at least get 500 stitches. So like if I had a day where I only got 200, I wouldn't consider that a full day. I would do another 300 and then have another day. So I want to try and get at least 1,000 stitches in on a project when I say 2 days. So 500 one day, 500 the next day. If I did all 1,000 in 1 day, then if I was enjoying working on it, I would continue working on it for another day, or I would have the option of just quitting if I was not enjoying working on it, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes I pull out a project and I realize I don't enjoy it that much, so you just gotta put it away then, you know? The next project I have to show is this one. It didn't get that much progress. It's now kind of like my car project for when I pick my kids up from school, and it is the Mickey Mouse wheel, which is from a shop on Etsy that I'll link down below because I can't remember what it is right now. There's where it was last time, and here it is now. I started filling in the pinks for the flowers because I got lost in the green area down here because I'm not highlighting the chart as I go. The chart is actually printed in color, so you can't really highlight very easily because it's in color. And so I got lost in the green, so I figure I'll just stitch all the pink, and then the only color that's left of green is there's 1 shade of green left, and then I'll just fill in everything that's not pink with the green because that's the way it's supposed to be. And there is my Mickey Mouse wheel, which is being stitched on a 14 count plastic canvas, 2/1 full cross. And I like having these small little travel size projects, and after I finish this, I actually have plans to start a different like small project, and I think I want to try and have like one nice little project going at a time, which will take me to my haul section. So purchases. When I ordered from Witch's Garden Crafts, I decided to order a couple other things because, you know, you can't just order one thing. That would be crazy. And one of the things that I ordered will be my next, like, replacement when I finish this. And it is a bookmark, and it's an owl bookmark. There's going to be plastic sounds here, which I apologize for. It's a metal bookmark that you can stitch on, and it has an owl. It's cute. And when you purchase the bookmark, when you purchase the bookmark, it also comes with a free chart, and it was called like Vampire's Lair, and I will be stitching that onto my little owl bookmark. I've been trying to read more this year, and so I thought this bookmark was a cute idea and a nice little small project that you could take with you places. So I will be doing that next once that Mickey Mouse wheel is finished. And then I also purchased fabric for another Halloween chart. So my sister had stitched this chart a few years ago, I think. at this point it's probably been a couple years, and she gave it to me last year, and it's Halloween Quaker by Alila's Studio, which is a beautiful chart. There's so many people who have stitched this chart and I love it, like all the fun Halloween things, and like I've said before, I don't have a lot of Halloween projects, so I would like to eventually have this done. And so I ordered fabric from Witch's Garden Crafts for this project. I'm gonna take it out of the bag. Oh, I hate that sound. So I ended up ordering a fabric. On here it's called Deadly Blooms, and on the Etsy shop it's actually a fabric that's used in a stitch along, so it also has the name of the stitch along that it's being used for. And I just love the like purpley greeny fabric for this chart, so I love it. I love purple. So in case you haven't noticed, like this fabric has purple, and then the other Halloween fabric kind of has like the spots that were like dark purpley blue. I just can't get away from trying to get purple in my fabric somehow. So there's that. I love this. And I'm not sure when I'll be starting this one though, because obviously I'm trying not to start everything because then I can't work on all my old whips, and there's a lot of old projects I have that I would like to, you know, spend more time on. So there's that. I'm trying to put this away real quick. And then the only other thing I have is knitting. I only have one project to show for knitting, and I started I think it's called like a Musselburgh hat from Isolde Teague, I think, on Ravelry. I've seen a lot of knitters make this hat because it's like a very easy, versatile hat. It can be, you know, and it's like thick and nice and warm. And so here is my start on this hat. You start it from the top and then you have to increase as you go, which the starting was intense. You start and you only have like 8 stitches, and then you put them onto DPNs, and so I just had like my little 4 DPNs with like 2 stitches each, and they're flopping all over the place. I'm trying to like keep them from getting all twisted, and then you have to start like increasing. I was just like, they're like slipping all over. It was a lot, but I got it done, and I like the way it looks. And then you do your increases, and then once you've increased you can put it onto a circular needle, which was a lot easier. I'm not a huge fan of DPNs yet, probably just because I haven't used them that much, so like I'm just like fumbling around, like this is a lot of needles in my hands. But the yarn I'm using is from Leon Alexander Yarns, which they no longer make yarn anymore, which is sad. And this was the color, I think Calligraphy is the name of the color. I like it, it's pretty. And for this hat, what's cool about it is that you knit it, once you have the increases done, you basically just knit forever, which is part of why I started it, because I wanted a project that I could like take in the car where you don't need to look at the pattern, you're not having to worry about like counting stitches or anything like that. You're just knitting a tube until you reach the length that you want, and then you do the decreases. So you knit the long tube, you do the decreases to make like, you know, a rounded edge like this one, and then you fold the hat into itself, so it's a double layer hat, and it can also be reversible. So like you could knit this halfway to the length you want, switch colors, and then you have a reversible hat that you can flip inside out. So it's a fun hat. I really like the pattern, and the pattern is super easy because you don't need to gauge swatch before you start it. You pick any yarn you want, you pick the needle size you want, and then the pattern will tell you like if you have this many stitches per inch, you need to do each thing this many times. And so it's really simple because you don't need to gauge swatch before. You just start with any materials you want and then it will work. It's amazing. I love it. So that's all that I have to show for this video though. I think, yes. I will see you all in my next update video, hopefully soon, where I will hopefully have gotten more done on Autumn Harmony, and I'm not sure what else. That's why I'm not doing a whole planning section, because I'm really just kind of working on whatever I want to work on at the moment, and trying to finish, you know, little things when I can. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'll be back though, hopefully soon, for an update video. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, commenting, or subscribing, and I will see you hopefully soon. Bye!